All right, y'all, we are live on this beautiful Monday morning. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua, the Messiah. Even if you are not religious, I pray you and your family are super blessed as Bitcoin is taking a massive tumble. And we are currently at a very important level of support. $115,000 Bitcoin. Man, oh man. If this does not hold, guys, we are coming down to our next big zone of support. $110,000. This is an emergency Bitcoin update. We're going to be discussing everything that's going on, every little detail, to the exact nanocent predictions to the dollar. Not financial advice. So make sure to like, subscribe, click the bell for notifications, because you don't want to miss these juicy updates. And as you can see, guys, we are in a $200,000 short trade. Up right now, 11,000 US dollars. Now, shout out to the Casper Crew VIP Discord, because, of course, guys, this was a trade given in real time in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. Alright, look at this. Last week, I let everybody know, after we gave the long setup live during the New York Open stream, I let everyone know, well, I'm taking a short here, baby. Alright? As insurance in case of a huge dump. And that's exactly what we got. In the Casper Crew, guys, we have been given these trades in real time, all right? In real time. Yesterday, we gave a chart with 4 levels, all right? Made for 4 juicy scalp trades. Of course, that last one ended up getting stopped out, guys. But 3 wins, 1 loss. And now, today, we are going to be doing a VIP stream in about an hour or so, where we'll be looking for those next big trades, okay? Now, these are not signals. Just because I say I'm taking a short, and just because that short trade ends up making $11,000, just because I say I'm taking a long and that long trade makes $7,000, doesn't mean you should do what I do. Alright? Now, we have to talk about this because, as you can see from the chart here, this $15,000 level, this is historic support. Alright? If we're going to see a bullish case scenario, if we're going to see the coveted introverted head and shoulders pattern, it's going to be happening from around this level. An introverted head and shoulders. Why is it called an introverted head and shoulders pattern? Well, you guys know the introverts from high school. Quiet, low self-esteem, can't really talk to girls, neck beard, bad fashion, bad odor, doesn't get invited to party. Introverted. You know what I'm saying? Nobody pays attention to the poor kid. Has to eat lunch in the bathroom stall to avoid being made fun of and bullied in the cafeteria. Introvert, you know what I'm saying? Well, here's the thing. This dude has his job at McDonald's, alright? He's working hard in high school, while all you jocks, you cheerleaders, and you cool kids are living it up for those 4 years. He's putting in the work, alright? Then what happens is he takes all that money that he made in 2009, puts it into Tesla stock, Apple stock, Bitcoin stock. Now, boom, he's in his mid-30s now. He's breaking out. All those hot girls from high school now trying to talk to him on Bookface and MySpace. Now he's really breaking out. Now he's the star of the party. It's just like now, the price action. Nobody wants to touch this thing when it's dumping, right? Then all of a sudden we break out and all those hot girls come into my chat saying, hey, Jay, should I buy now? Is it too late to long now? Yes, it's too late. You should have been longing me back in high school when I was sitting there all by myself in the bathroom stall eating my peanut butter and jelly sandwich. But you missed your chance, baby. But right now, we still have a chance because this is where we could see that introverted head and shoulder pattern coming in. Alright? Now, as you can see, I've taken some profits on the short, man. And, we could pump from here. We absolutely could. But if we don't, well, then we have the support resistance flip coming back to around $110,000 at the previous range. Okay? Now, we're going to be diving into TradingView. We're going to be breaking everything down for Bitcoin, Ethereum, everything. So make sure, guys, to smash up the dang likes. Shout out to Gary C in the chat. Shout out to Barf, DOD. He says, Bookface and Tubios. Shout out to Snandrew. And shout out to Kyle's 1100. Shout out to Crypto Incognito. And shout out to Two Big Paws. Where do I think it will bounce from? Well, we could bounce from here upon New York opening. All right, could be from here. All right, but hang on. Shout out to Matthias. He says, who got the long from 114.6? Shout out to Trader Geo. He says, yo, good morning, man. My man Trader Geo expecting a negative 20% day I don't know on what asset, but man, that is sensational. And if there's one thing us YouTubers are here for, it's internet sensationalism. Now, if you're not subscribed to Trader Geo, go subscribe. Okay, he combines internet sensationalism, entertainment with serious trading. All right, shout out to Deep Pan. Here we can get through sellers transacting ATM. All right, we've got people pulling up to the ATM. They're trying to withdraw cash. There's nothing left. Bitcoin's dumping, baby. Shout out to XXONI. Will Bitcoin land butter side up? Let's hope so. There's nothing worse than landing butter side down on the patio, full of sand and dirt and maybe a few ants. Shout out to Fred Sloan. Shout out to Mai Tai. Shout out to Lumbachi, who says good morning. Shout out to Crypto Coons holding it down with the wrench. Shout out to Samuel S. Bitcoin losing support. Shout out to Jake Games Naat. Well, we got Jay's preferred scenario from Sunday. Now what? Well, this is not really my preferred scenario from Sunday unless we bounce. All right? Unless we do bounce. And we'll see what happens though, because honestly, holding 115 is bullish. Look at this area of support resistance flip. All right? Guys, we got to give a major shout out to the sponsors of the channel. First of all, WEEX. Link in the description if you want to trade Bitcoin altcoins. KCEX and BLOFIN. Also ANTARCTIC. And then we got to give a major shout out to Klein funding. If you know how to trade but have no money, we have discounts and bonuses for all these exchanges and prop firms. Links in the description. Also, jasoncaspertrading.com if you want to join the best trading community in the world, where we give the trade setups in advance and let you know what we're doing, but we're not financial advisors and we're not giving signals. We're just letting you know what we're doing, all right? Personally, for me, I'm just an idiot on a treadmill, like legitimately, like an absolute idiot moron. Don't take anything I say seriously, okay? If you think this is financial advice, here's what you got to do. I want you right now to take a screenshot. Not now. Wait, give it a second. Take a screenshot. Okay? Print it out, put it next to your computer, and if you think this is financial advice and you lose money, just look at the picture and remember what you listened to, okay? This ain't no financial advice. Okay? Now, let's get right into Trading View, because this is literally the most serious time for Bitcoin we've ever seen. Okay, here we are. Now, let's discuss what's happened here. We formed this range going back to Thursday, July 25th. We made a high. We came down to the low at about $112,000. When we came down to the low at about $112,000, very, very bullish reaction at the support resistance flip right here. Okay, 112,000 bullish reaction at the support resistance flip around $112,000. And of course, look, if you're in the Casper Crew VIP Discord, I mean, look, we gave the dang setup in real time, let everybody know at 11 a.m. that day that I was longing. And it just so happened I gave the not signal at the exact low of the move. All right, so we were longing it up from that. Actually, still have the trade rolling here, because if we do bounce from here, I'm adding to this thing, baby. All right, but that has happened. And then what happened is we take out the highs. All right, go ahead, we take out the highs. And as we take out the highs, we are doing so with two things that are a bit concerning. Number one, as the price is getting higher, the momentum wave on Mark Cipher B is getting lower. And we've confirmed the red dot, all right? El Punto Rojo is his name, the red dot. He is a Mexican gangster, Trump's favorite immigrant, smuggling the Bitcoin price below the borders of Canada into the United States. All right. Now, why does Trump want El Punto Rojo to bring the price down? Because he wants to buy Bitcoin cheaper. You know what I'm saying? That's why him and Eric Trump always do this thing on the weekend where they tweet, "Hey man, I'm super bullish." They pump the price over the weekend. Then on Monday, he's like, boom, tariffs, boom, dumps down. It's Trump and El Punto Rojo working together so they can buy more Bitcoin together. See how it works? Now, not only did we get the red dot, El Punto Rojo, the Mexican gangster, but if we look at this chart carefully, we can see that not only is the momentum wave getting lower, but also the money flow is coming down, okay? This is giving us the dreaded, upside down, Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man breast pattern, where as the price gets higher, Sam Bankman-Fried, his man breasts get lower. Now, this phenomenon is known as a bearish divergence. Nobody quite knows what causes the medical condition. Some people think because Sam was on the computer all day using his right hand for the mouse and keyboard, because he was on meth and he had all this energy, he would do decline dumbbell chest presses only on the left side. Led to massive amounts of hypertrophy in the left gluteus maximus. Okay, now this is a very bearish sign, especially when you take the high of a range. And here's something else that's quite concerning, is this. The weekly time frame is also printing the upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man blue pattern as the price is getting higher momentum and money flow is coming out here. And last week we had that bullish green dot only to be immediately flipped into el punto rojo as the weekly candle opens up. Okay, now let's talk about some other concerning things here. We are losing the value area low of the range. Why is this concerning? Well, if we close the daily candle below 116,000, that means what used to be considered undervalued Bitcoin is now being considered by the market to be fair Bitcoin price again. All right, so we really don't want to close the candle below here. What we really need to see right now, if we want to see a real kind of reversal, is a bounce from this support, because you can see just by looking at the chart, we have the wick right here, we have the daily candle bodies right here, we have the daily candle bodies right here. We want to see a bounce from this area and it close back inside 116. If we can, then this bearish looking chart will actually start to look bullish, because the market participants have band together and they said, look, we don't appreciate what El Punto Rojo is doing. We need to militarize the police and we need to put army troops in United States cities just to, keep the peace. Nothing bad could happen in the future from this. We need to get it together quick. You know what I'm saying? And so they'll send in El Punto Verde. All right. He'll take care of El Punto Rojo. He'll come in here. He'll just push the price back up. And the market participants together have said, you know what? We don't actually consider this fair price Bitcoin. We consider this cheap Bitcoin. And so we're going to take our opportunity to buy here at support, push it back into the fair value zone above 116.3. And if that happens, well, this is actually a bullish structure. All right. So look, you might think, Jay, you're flip-flopping. Jay, you're flip-flopping. You're bullish or bearish. What are you? Look, here's the thing. If you're new to trading, sit back, relax, grab your popcorn in the morning. As a trader, we're not here to predict. We're here to plan. Okay. We are not here to predict. We are here to plan. It's so important. If you are predicting, you're going to get wrecked. All right. If you are planning, you're prepared for any type of scenario. If we had not prepared for a drop down to support at $112,000, how would we have been able to take a long trade from the exact bottom? If we were not prepared for the drop down to $100,000, how would we have been prepared to let everybody know in the Casper Crew VIP Discord at jasoncaspertrading.com that we're long with the setup given in advance? Right? If we had not been prepared for $105,000, the drop, how would we have known to let the community know that we've taken along from key support from the setup given in advance? It's because the chart can do anything. Guys, the price can do anything. You can't predict who's going to buy or sell. You don't know if Michael Saylor's going to wake up one day, hit his head, and all of a sudden be bearish on Bitcoin. Like, you don't know that. Right? You don't know what the price is going to do, but here's what you can control as a trader. You can control where you are interested in taking a trade from. And so we have to come to the charts and say, look, we could go up or we could go down. And so I'm going to deal with the things I actually can control. I can control where I look for a trade. I can control how I'm planning for a trade. I can control how, when, if I take a trade. Instead of focusing on the things you can't control, like what's going to happen next, it's based on probability. So here's the deal. If we see that we're coming back up above 116, then we can say, okay, this is now a bullish thing on the chart, which means I should look for a long trade setup because the probabilities are highest that we're going to make our way back to the top of the range. But if we lose and don't close the candle above 116, we can say, look, this is bearish because the market participants have decided that what used to be cheap Bitcoin is now fair price Bitcoin. And then that means we can look for a move back down to our next support, right? That's the way you have to approach the chart. I know this goes contrary to what a lot of people trade like. All right, now if you want to learn how to trade, guess what? I have something to sell you, man. I have something to sell you because I don't actually trade. All right, I make my money selling trading courses. Now, if you go to my YouTube channel, I have a free course, free 99. All right, free 99, baby. 18 sessions for free. I'm actually going to be adding more to the course in the future. This will teach you literally everything you need to know about how to come to a blank chart with nothing, come up with a trading plan, and then execute that plan with good risk management so that over time you can not only will you avoid blowing your account, but over time if you apply these principles, I guarantee, I can't guarantee it, guys, but here's the thing, even if you really suck at trading, at least you'll be a break even if you apply these principles. Okay, check it out for free. Because there's a lot of valuable information here. You know what's so funny? You put out a free course, people aren't interested. You know, put out a free course, people ain't interested. People don't want to learn. It actually blows my mind that people don't want to take advantage. Man, I'm not trying to toot my own trumpet, but man, if that stuff had been available to me for free, I would have been all over that, man, because I put it to you in order. I give it to you straight. I never give it to you gay. You know? Okay, so here we are, back on the chart. Now, we've noticed our bearish, we have our upside down Sam Bankman-Fried bearish man breast pattern here. We've seen El Punto Rojo coming in. We're hoping that, you know, we can get some militarized police and military troops in the city streets to kind of take care of these criminals that have come in by the last administration. And so now this administration is going to be implementing martial law to fix the problem, and then the next administration that comes in that's a little bit more, I don't know, left-leaning will take advantage of this, and then next thing you know, we live in a completely controlled police state with digital currency and everything's tracked, and whew, man, that doesn't sound so great. But anyway, look, here's the thing. If we don't close this, then we're getting sucked down to 110. Now, it's something I do want to point out here is this. What does Bitcoin love to do? What does Bitcoin love to do always? Bitcoin loves, she loves to wreck traders with the simple 1-2 knockout. All right, establish a sideways range. This is what Bitcoin loves to do. Establish a sideways range. All right, then what you're going to do is you're going to wreck everybody who's longed in the range by stopping them out and then reversing the price back up. Right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to wreck everybody who's short by stopping them out and then reverse the price back down. Okay? So now we have this low down here at about 111,912,000. Bitcoin would love to do something like this. All right? Bitcoin would absolutely love to do something like this because remember, we have had a breakout of a massive range here, and it's not just one level, it's an actual zone. This is the zone. All right. If we get a breakout and a back test of this box, that is objectively speaking quite bullish. Remember what happened over here. Okay. We had ourselves the breakout and the back test, and look at how the back test happened too, right? We had one little tap into the box. We came a little bit lower. We stayed down here for a little bit to get everybody really bearish, and then we rip. All right. We've come down a little tap, fake out of the highs. If we come down into this area a little bit, people are going to be really bearish when Bitcoin's under $110,000 for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? Now, also remember, back in these days, people were saying, Jason, we're never going to see Bitcoin in the 70s again. Never ever. Jason, you're an idiot for even planning for it, Jason. I mean, why would you even waste the mental bandwidth talking about the possibility of Bitcoin going back down into the 70s, Jason? I mean, I know it's key support. I know it would be really bullish, the last big swing trade of the bull market. But why even talk about it, Jason? That's so stupid, man. I mean, come on. Trump won the election. Bitcoin's going up forever. You know? This is what people said. I mean, come on, Jason. But what do you know? We come back test, and that's where we get the bounce, okay? So objectively speaking, this is still a bullish chart. All right. And until we're actually trading Bitcoin below this box, this is a bullish chart. Just like we said back here, this was called the danger zone. This is either moonshot or dump down to 50K. Why 50K? Because that was the low of the range, right? That was the low of the range at 50K. So it's the same deal here. This box is either going to be moonshot or we're going to dump down probably much lower. I'm not going to say we're going to come down to the 70s, but at least we come back down to the 90s here. Maybe the Fibonacci golden pocket come back to test the next real support that we have here, which is right around the golden pocket, right? So this box is super key, but let's look at the high time frames, because what do they say? They say, when in doubt, zoom it on out. When in doubt, zoom it on out. Okay, so here we are in the weekly. Yes, we have bearish divergences. We had bearish divergences here too. We had bearish divergences here too. All right, we've seen the bearish divs. You're gonna see them the whole way up in the bull market. Okay, but let's objectively look at the chart. And remember, this is a bullish uptrend so far. I mean, we have seen this trend line holding perfectly. As we came down to the trend line, we saw a hidden bullish divergence. All right, the momentum was getting lower as the price was making a higher low into this trend line here. We saw the mirror mode uneven butt cheek pattern. All right, the girl's at the party. She doesn't know, should I continue partying? She wonders to herself. Should I continue or should I go home? Then she sees herself in the mirror and she thinks, man, I'm having such a great time tonight. I know I'm going to be really tired tomorrow, but I'm going to continue. I'm going to continue doing what I've been doing at this party. All right, that is called a hidden bullish divergence, a continuation pattern. It shows us that the price is going to continue in the trend. Now, as we also saw that hidden bullish divergence, if we go to the 4-day time frame and below, we can see that as we actually tapped into that support, price is getting lower, momentum is getting higher, giving us the regular uneven butt cheek pattern, just a regular bullish divergence, all right, aka the Sam Bankman-Fried bullish man breast pattern. All right, and so then what's happened is we've broken out of here, and we've actually held above the previous highs now for a long time. Okay, so the trend is up. We saw very bullish signals at the bottom. All right, so again, as long as we're not losing the high of this range, this is objectively speaking a bullish chart, right? Then we go down to our 2-day, and what do we see here? We see a bullish divergence. That's our bottom signal. Then we see a continuation signal, right? We had our bottom signal right here, all right? And look, man, I was screaming it from the rooftops when we were getting that signal, printing that bullish divergence there. I was calling for new all-time highs, all right? I know it's a hindsight analysis, but we were doing this in real time, right? Back in April, when that signal confirmed, you know, I was screaming it from the housetops, man, okay? So we have that bullish signal at the bottom. Then we have a continuation pattern from $100,000. Again, we were seeing this coming in the Casper crew. Gave the trade, took the entry, baby. All right. And now we are potentially going to form a third continuation pattern. So we had our bottom signal, our continuation signal. Now, what do we look for here? Now, this really depends on how fast or slow this happens. But in an ideal world right now, what we would want to see is on our 2-day time frame, we would want to see a momentum wave coming down below this momentum wave here. All right, giving us that continuation hidden bullish divergence pattern. All right, that's what we would really want to see here. If we draw a trend line like this, all right, we connect that support resistance flip right here, then we tap it. As we come down to tap this trend line, which is right at our intersection of the range high, we want our female friend to ask herself, shall I continue? Shall I continue at this party? We want her to look in the mirror and see how much fun she's having and think, yes, I want to continue. I'm watching this TV show. Is that John Lennon? You know, I'm watching a documentary about the Beatles. I'm dancing. I have this green milkshake in my hand, you know, drinking it through a straw. What a fun time I'm having. Let's continue on. That's what we want to see on our 2-day time frame. And also on our lower time frames, we want to see just the regular uneven butt cheek pattern and the regular bullish Sam Bankman-Fried man breast pattern as well. So that's what we'd want to see for continuation here. Analyzing this higher term time frame trend. If all those things line up, well, that would be great. Now, we don't know what it's going to look like until we get there. So we can't predict. We can only plan. All right? My grandma used to tell me, Jay, let me tell you, a level of support don't mean a peak if it ain't got that cheek, she would tell me. She would say, Jason, look, I've been trading Bitcoin since the 50s when me and your grandfather bought this house for $3,000. Actually, I think they paid like $5,500. Something crazy for their house in 1955, my grandfather. In North Jersey. It was something crazy. I forget the exact price. It was definitely under $12,000. I think he sold it for like $500. Isn't that crazy? But anyway, my grandma would tell me, Jay, it don't mean to peak if it ain't got that cheek. You can plan for your support, but when you get there, take a peek. And if you see the cheek, then that long trade's coming in on fleek. Alright? But if you take a peek, and the cheek's not there, you better get the heck out. You better be scared. Right? So that's pretty much the deal with the corn here. And I do have to say this too, guys. I really don't think there's any, like, when we zoom out here, there is nothing very bearish to me about simply coming down, taking the lows, freaking people out, and then pumping. Alright? There's nothing more bearish to me than what happened over here. Alright? What happened over here. Alright? So we gotta identify this because remember, all throughout the beginning of 2025, I was talking about how this was going to be the last big swing trade of the bull market. And I still believe that. And if the top is in now, that was the last big swing trade. But if the top's not in, that still was the last big swing trade. But this is a small swing trade. Alright? This is a small swing trade that we can use to long Bitcoin for the next big pump that we're probably going to get into the fall. Remember, on September 17th, which is a Wednesday, we do have the FOMC rate decision, where they will be determining what are the next interest rates going to be. Now, 92%, this is fluctuating a bit here, but over 90% on the CME Market Watch, Fed Watch, whatever, are expecting a rate cut. Alright, a rate cut. That is going to be extremely bullish for Bitcoin. A rate cut. Or at least, if this stays high, we could see a bullish first 2 weeks of September. Even if this ends up being a sell the news event. I think the fact that people are expecting a rate cut in September, that could be a very bullish thing. Now remember, we still have a month until the rate decision, which means, guys, we have plenty of time for a fake out and a pump leading into that news. Okay, this is when it's going to happen. All right, the 17th, right around this area. So we have time. Like, this is the 2-day chart. Let's go to the daily chart here. Wednesday the 17th. I mean, we have time. Look at how much time we have to chill around here, mess around. Nobody knows what's happening. Slow, painful grind. Ah! Oh no! And then, you know, how quick can we pump back up? It could happen quick, man. It could happen quick. Even if this ends up being a sell the news event, like worst case scenario, he cuts rates. There's plenty of time for this to happen right now. It's not like it's tomorrow and we're saying, yeah, by tomorrow we could do this and then be here by tomorrow. Like, no, we have a month. All right, we have a month. And yes, I know the chart looks ambiguous. I'm not gonna ignore the bearish signs here. I spent the first half of my analysis talking about the bearish signs on the chart. But now I'm giving the potential bullish scenario here. All right, chart looks ambiguous. Just like me in college when I graduated with my degree in trans, non-carbon, binary, emission, gender, intersectionality studies. We don't know which way it's going to go. We don't know what bathroom Bitcoin's going to go into. We see it in Walmart. It's late at night. You know the types of people you see in Walmart late at night. You're like, is that a boy or a girl? Like, talking to your brother, yo, boy or girl? It's like, I don't know. All of a sudden, you can tell they have to pee by the look on their face. You know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, they get this look on their face like this. You can tell they're holding the urine. All right? The bladder's full. This is our chance, you think? Let's see what bathroom they go into. Look at that face. You can tell they're holding their pee. Then you watch. You watch and you plan. You plan for the bullish scenario. Ah, they went into the male bathroom. You plan for the bear scenario. They went to the female bathroom. You plan for the target scenario. Ah, both gender bathrooms allowed. You just trade sideways forever. Bitcoin's the new stable coin. You know, you got to plan for everything. All right? We got a super chat in the house, baby. We got a super chat in the house, baby. All right, let's pop back over to our short trade. Nice, we're holding this support a little bit, all right? Popping back over to the short trade. That was given in real time in the Casper Crew VIP Discord. When I told everybody on the 14th of August at 9 in the morning, I've taken a short here, all right? That's how we do it in the Casper Crew, man. All right, that's how we do it in the Casper Crew, all right? Take shorts, let people know, all right? Taking plans. This long trade we gave in real time, man. We actually get, if I'm taking a trade and we're on a VIP stream, man, I'm telling people, you know, every single day. It's not just me in here, it's also Boyan. Look at Boyan, all right? Every day, man. This dude, he gives it to the dang dollar. It's not just Boyan. Look at this, man. He'll give you every level he's looking for. He'll let you know what he's doing. We got White Phoenix in here. All right, doing the same dang thing. All right. We got Thorn here doing the same dang thing. All right. We got 3 instructors live streaming multiple times a day. What a great community, you know? Maybe I'm a little bit biased. Maybe I'm a little bit biased. All right, we are getting a little bit of a bounce from this level. And we got to give a major shout out to USMC 03100 Goldie. What's up, brother? Can we check out ETH and maybe AVAX? Ethereum and Avaxa. Look, guys, this is such a key level. It actually does my heart good to see it holding. All right? It does my heart a little bit good to see it hold. It does my heart good to see it hold. Let me tell you. Let me tell you. Does my heart good. All right, let's take a look at some other assets here. Shout out to our super chat. We got to take a look at Ethereum here. We've got to take a look at Ethereum. All right, so here's the deal on ETH, all right? Objectively speaking, high time frame stuff, bull divs. I'm sorry, bear divs. Objectively speaking, we got the weekly bear div potentially forming here. It could be bad, honestly. But as long as we're holding above $4,000, the breakout, I have to remain bullish. Just like for Bitcoin, as long as we're holding above 109, I have to remain bullish, right? So ETH is breaking out of a 4-year triangle. We have a 2-month green dot that will confirm in 13 days, in 2 weeks. Very bullish. We have our monthly green dot, which in my opinion, has plenty more uproom. Uproom, is that a word? We got our 2-week, which also has the uproom, in my opinion. And so really, what we're looking for now is a back test of 4,000. And when we get that back test, we're hitting new all-time highs. Most likely 5,500 is my next target. We're actually planning to sell some spot ETH. Then we got 6.8K, 8.5K, and 10K. Those are my actual targets based on Fibonacci extensions here. It's not that crazy to think that after breaking out of this giant triangle, which really is a giant bull flag lasting 4 years, that we don't have significant follow-through. And even my moonshot target is only 100% higher than the previous ETH all-time high. All right, 100%. I know it sounds like a lot, but think about it, guys. Since May, we're up right now 250%. All right. So we've already seen more than double what we need in the last few months here. Okay. We have bullish market structure. We have bullish divergences. We have had a fake out of the lows. I think we can come up to the highs. We come down to our 4-hour time, and it looks like we're coming down a little bit lower. Money flow coming out on the 4-hour. Momentum coming down on the 4-hour. What would we want to see here? Well, we'd want to see a range. We want to see us come down here. We want to start to see now on the 4-hour time frame the juicy uneven butt cheek pattern here, or even better, the bullish Sam Bankman-Fried man breast pattern here. That would be really juicy for getting in on ETH for a new all-time high. All right. Like until we start flipping market structure, there's no reason, in my opinion, to feel that the all-time high for these assets is in, especially given the bottomed outness of the oscillators, right? Especially on our monthly, and AVAX looks even better than ETH right now, because let's look at AVAX here, just objectively speaking. 13 days we confirm a green dot on the monthly. Remember, ETH confirmed a green dot on the monthly in June, right? So in June, you go back, that's when ETH confirmed the dot, which led to the next month, massive pump. Okay, so we haven't even confirmed it yet. Also, AVAX is literally at support. All right, we're literally at massive support. It's been support since 2021. All right, at a 4-year support, we're forming a giant symmetrical triangle with bullish momentum bottomed out on the monthly, where the last time we saw this on the monthly, it resulted in a pump of about 700%. Now we're seeing it again here, and we're seeing multiple bullish divergences. All right, now here's the thing. When it comes to assets like this is the kind of chart you want to be buying. Not financial advice, but if you are bullish on crypto, these are the kind of charts you want to be buying. All right, now remember, every trade and investment you make, you need to have a plan, you need to have a reason to get in, you need to have a thesis. You need to take it for granted that your thesis is true. It's never going to be 100% guaranteed. For me personally, I have money in this, and I'm expecting a big pump within the next few weeks, months. You know, and if I'm wrong, that would really suck. I'm not going to lie. It would really, really suck. But at least I can say I was bullish for valid reasons. All right, I'm not bullish because we're pumping and we have bearish divergences up here. I'm bullish because we're not pumping. We're in the last few months of a bull market, and the oscillator is giving me signals that historically print at the bottom. You know? So how can I not be bullish? How can I not be bullish at these types of things? You know? Yeah, it's the 9th inning. If we got to 90K, it's over. This is Jeremy Cup. You know, look, yes, it's the last inning of the bull run. If we start to lose, I say even if we lose like 108, that looks really bad, because then I don't think we have the time. Shout out to Super Chat. Shout out to Juan. He says, "Can you compare ETH bottoms and USDT support and resistance?" Okay, so we have a bottom in October 23. Oh wait, this is not ETH. Thank you for the Super Chat, Juan. We have a bottom in January 23 and April 25. All right. Let me move your giant super chat here. It's huge. I'm sorry. All right, so let's see. This is USDT dominance. All right, January 23 and January 25. Looks like the bottoms are there, like for USDT and ETH at the same time. So this is strange to me because usually USDT dominance is inversely correlated to Bitcoin. So I haven't ever really looked at it compared to ETH, but it looks like they bottom out at the same time. It's also interesting that we're forming this little channel here. Could be taken as a bear flag, man, honestly. You know, we break down from this, we're seeing a lot of money moving into crypto. This kind of lines up nicely with the one more pump scenario, in my opinion. Lines up nicely with the one more pump scenario. Alright, Bitcoin trying to do it. We've got a little bit of bull div here on the 12. We've got our local range right here. Alright, high, low. Retest days are a blessing. Amen. Shout out to JR. Cardano or Link. I mean, I'm more of a fan of Cardano, to be honest with you, but I hold both. Shout out to Bullish on Parade. Shout out to Henrik. Shout out to Marciano, who says Mark Cyber's king. Seriously, man. Shout out to my man, Keel, who says it will keep pumping till Q1 of 2026. That's also my view, man. So I'm hoping for that. Can I update the ETH chart in the Discord? Yeah, I can do that today. Shout out to Buriti. JC is the best trader live. Nah. Well, nah. There's no way. Shout out to Monero Perro. Shout out to Divine Hood. He says this rejection from the main bull market fib channel and a 10K dump is not the best thing to see, Jason. It's not the best thing to see, Divine Hood, but look, it's not over until the fat lady sings. That's something we always got to remember. It's never over until the fat lady sings. The fat lady sings when we lose 109K, honestly, you know. Alright, guys, I'm going to be doing a VIP live stream in the Casper Crew VIP Discord in about 5 minutes. So we're going to end the stream now. God bless everybody in the name of Jesus, Yeshua the Messiah. Hope everyone has a great week. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace!